Hi guys and welcome to New School. In this video, we'll be making a quadratic equation calculator. Now for those who do not know, the quadratic equation is one in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. In this equation, you need to solve for x, and that is what this calculator will be doing for us. So without wasting much time, let's get right into it. Okay guys, so the first thing we need to do is to create a new folder. Let's say I'll call it quad equation tutorial. Yes, and I'll go inside and I'll open that up with my Visual Studio Code editor. Okay, so now that we're inside our editor, I'll create a new folder or a file, name it index.html. So this would be a file for all our HTML documents, kind of like the skeleton of anything we'll be doing here. Let's edit this. Okay, so HTML. So type an exclamation and tab. And let's give it a title of quadratic equation solver. Okay, then we'll create a link tag linking to a CSS file called style.css. So come back here and create a file named style.css. Okay, we'll come back to CSS later after we finish with the HTML document. So okay, now what I'll do is to create a main tag. Inside, I'll make a title and name it quadratic equation solver. And I'll open that with the live server. I'll fast forward so that we can see it in the browser. I'm using a live server extension which you can get from the extension store. So I'll just fast forward. Okay, so I put the browser at the right side so that we can see the changes happening in real time. So after we add our title, the next thing we'll do is to open a div and call it details, because this will be filling in our details. Then we'll make another div container and call it first equation, or EQU for short. Then we'll give it we'll add a label for saying A. Yes. And we'll call this A, right? Then we'll go down and make an input. Give it a type of number. Give it a name of A, because this label is for this input. That's why the name is going to be A. And then we are going to have an ID of first EQU equation. Okay, now we'll come under the first equation. I'm going to show you a shortcut that you can use to copy all these. So what you need to do is to hold on Shift, Alt, and press the down button. As you can see, it has duplicated it. I'm going to make another last one. So now we have 3. And we'll just edit this. Now we have multi-line editing. To do that, all I need to do is press on Alt on the keyboard and click on where I want to edit. Now as you can see, I have 2 cases. I can just clear and write second. Okay, then I'll come here and also come here and make this B. Come here. Okay, we also have to change this to B, as you can see over here. Now come here and here. Sorry. and make this third equation. Also come here, here, and here. Sorry, keep pressing the Windows button here, here, and here, and name it C. Okay, I'm just spacing it out so that it can be clear. Okay, so this is everything we have. So now we put a button beside the first equation, put it under the third equation, button, and give it an on click of solve with open and close brackets. We'll work on that in the JavaScript file later on. Then let's name this solve. Okay. Now we'll come under this details div container, make another one and name it results. Now we'll have an h2 heading of results. We'll go down and make a div saying first result. And as we do that, we'll have an h3 heading. You write an x subscript 1. So to do that, we just type x, then give a space, then we use the sub tag, which makes any number or letter you type in it underscript. So let me just type T, and as you can see, it is small under the x right there. Okay, so we'll change this to 1. Okay, and as we did earlier, we'll just copy all this and we'll call this one the second result. We'll change this one to 2. Okay, so now that we are done with the HTML, we'll go into our CSS file where we'll make all the dressing to our code. Okay, now that we are done with the HTML and going to the CSS, one thing we need to focus on is the font we'll be using. I'll be using the Inter font. You can use any font you want, and this font will be going to Google Fonts. Google Fonts is a website where you can get any font you want. I'll just go into my old file and copy the link that I used. So we'll copy that and then we'll paste it inside here. Good. And then we'll go into make a body opening. Then let's give this a background color of hashtag D1FA5. Good. It will have this greenish background. Then let's give it a height of 100 view height. The VH standing for view height. Then give a display of flex. Giving an align all the items to the center. Good. Then we justify all the contents to the center. Good. Now it's in the center of the page. Then we'll give the font family of Inter, and then we'll give the text a color of hashtag 348399. Good. Now we'll style the quadratic equation solver heading over here. Just make it look a bit bigger. So we'll give it a font size of 3 rem. Good. So let me just go back a bit. 1 rem is a collection of pixels, which is px. So 1 rem is equivalent to 16 pixels. So 3 rem will be 3 times 16 pixels. Okay, so this will be the only style we'll be making to H1. Then we'll style the labels. We want the labels to appear on top of the input, right? So what we'll do is give it a display of look down here on top of the inputs that we have, and we'll just give it some font weight, make it look bolder. Give it a font weight of bold, and then we'll give it a font size of 2 rem so that it looks a bit bigger. Good. And then we'll give it a text align center so that it's okay, it's in the center of the page. It looks a bit odd, but work on it as we finish everything in this section to look a bit better. Okay, so now we'll start the input. Now for this input, we want it to be a square, and we want to clear these things that we used to select numbers, because I don't know why you need it. I don't need it, maybe you need it, I don't know. So we'll just give it a height of 100 pixels, and to make it a box, obviously we give it a width of 100 pixels. 100 pixels. Good. Now we'll give a font size of 1.5. This is so that the numbers inside is bigger. Okay. Then we'll give it a text align of center so that all the numbers you type will be in the middle. Next, you give it an outline color. The outline color, see when I click on it, you see this black outline around it. I don't like it being black, so we just give it a nicer color. So just give it a hashtag of 3483399. Same as the color of the text we have over here. Oh, sorry, that would be rather the color of the text inside. See over here. Now the outline color. It's going to be a bit of more green, so we'll give it a hashtag of 059669. There. Now it's more green, as we can see over here. Now the next thing we'll do is to change the border radius, make it a bit round. Give a border radius of 5 pixels. As you can see, the edges have smoothened a bit. And then when we did that, you can see that now it's having some kind of black turning to grayish border around. We don't want that, so give this a border 1 pixel solid so that it looks better. Now it looks a bit green. That's what we want. And we'll give it a font width of 600. Semi-bold, not bold, but semi-bold. Okay. Now the next thing we want to do is style this button. It's looking a bit ugly. I want to make it look beautiful. So type button. Then we'll give it a padding. Double D. Give it 1 rem on top and down, and 1.5 rem on the left and right. Good. Then we'll give it a border of none because I don't want any borders around my button. Then we'll give it a background color. We'll give it a green background color of this one right here that we did for the text. Then we'll give it a color of white. because it needs to stand out. The text needs to stand out. Then we'll give it a font weight of 600. Oh, sorry, I misspelled white. Okay, now it's white. I'll give it a letter spacing of 1.5 pixels. I wanted the letters to look quite a bit, make it look beautiful. I'll give it a cursor pointer, so that when I bring my cursor towards it changes. Yes, we need to know that it's clickable. I don't want it to look the same as what I'm seeing now. It looks a bit odd because it needs to be a pointer so that I can know that I can interact with it. So give this a border of 5 pixels so that I can smoothen the edges a bit. Okay, then give this a transition of 400 microseconds. You may not know what this is for, but you'll see very soon, because we give it a hover effect. When I put the cursor on it, I want the color to dim a bit, so you see there should be some kind of transformation, like a transition. It moves smoothly, doesn't just change all at once. So let's look at that. So give the button a hover, and when I hover on it, I want the background color be hashtag 348399. Good. So it looks like the text color. So when I hover on it, as you can see, it has a gradual transition. It doesn't change at once. Let me hash this one, and we'll see what will happen if it were not to be there. When you see this changes or abruptly, I want it to be smooth, so we'll add this transition effect. Okay, now our work is looking a bit messy. We need to make it look like what I demonstrated in the introduction. Okay, so now what we'll do is to remove these things that I talked about that I said I did not like. So we're going to do some kind of thing over here. So for Chrome, Safari, and Edge browsers, we'll do this. Right input, right? Then we'll do a colon, double colon, dash WebKit. I'll just spin button, a comma. Okay, I misspelled input. Okay, now another input, WebKit. Outer spin button, and in it we give a WebKit appearance of none, and we'll give it a margin of 0. Okay, still there, but we'll work on it. It will go very soon. Okay, then the next thing, we'll type input, now bring square brackets, type equals number shows appearance, and we will give that text field. Okay, so now I'll go here, refresh that. Still seems to be there. What is the problem? 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 This is the problem. Oh, okay, this is the problem. I wrote outer screen button twice. That is why. Okay, so come inside and change this to input. Is it going to change now? Still. So what is the problem? I'll work on it and see what the problem is and come back later. Okay. Okay, I had no idea what the problem was. I just cleared it and typed everything back again and seems to be working. So maybe you just copy what I've done. I don't know if there'll be any change for you, but there should be a change because I just did that and there was a change. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is to go here. Then we will go to details. Now we're going to work on all this looking a bit upset. We're going to make it look beautiful. So we'll give this a display of flex. And as you can see the transformation, everything's in the straight line by still looking upset. Then we'll say justify content is 2. And as you can see there is spaces between them, but the sub button is now looking so tall. We don't want that. So this is because in this flex box everything is having an align. All the items here are being aligned to the start, aligning to the start, and that's why. So we'll change this line items center, and now everything's looking better. Okay, now this result, I want this title to just be in the middle, so I'll just say results align items center. Maybe you don't want that. Me, I want that. If you don't want it, you can just leave it like that. It's not working. Okay, just go to my HTML and see what the problem is. Results. 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 Oh, okay, I see what the problem was. I should have written text align center, not align items. Align items is usually flex box. So text align center. Good. And now it's in the center. Okay. Now we'll take the first, sorry, another spelling error, first result, and also the second result. I'm going to give it some bit of style. So we'll say display of flex, and we'll see align content to the center. Okay, wait, the aligning content to the center won't work that much. It won't do anything, so I'll just clear this one off. All I want is for these to be at the left side. Okay. So now we have it like this beautifully. This would be like a tablet size. This would be a computer size. Sorry, yes. Okay. But now, if I had to shrink this down, and let's see, it's where a phone. Yeah, it looks very bad. So let's work on this. What we need to do is write an @media screen and say if the max width, I'm going to set some, let me say, I'm going to say if it is the screen and the max width. If the highest width is 425 pixels, this is what I want to do. So what we'll do is that we'll make the H1 the title. We're going to make it a bit smaller, so we'll give it a font size of 1.5 rem. And let's watch as the magic happens when the title shrinks in size. Then in the details, what I'm going to do is give it a flex direction column, so that all these will be in a straight line, as you can see here. Now this button is so close to the third value, so we'll just give it a bit of margin. So we'll say button margin, give it the top of 1 rem, and give all other sides 0. Yep. And that is all that we are going to do in the CSS file. So yes, so this is how it looks like on the phone, this is how it will look like on a tablet, and this is what it will look like on a PC. So now, as you can see, it looks very good. Yes, so now the next thing we need to do is add functionality and make this calculator actually work, because when I type putting values, nothing. So we'll go back to that very soon. Okay, so now that we are done with the HTML and CSS, now we need to do is add our JavaScript. To create a new file, name it main.js. Now what we need to do is link this JavaScript file to our index. So what we do is go down here, under the body tag, you'll write a script tag, and src meaning source. So where is it coming from? So it will be coming from the main.js file. Okay, so now let's go inside. Now what we want to do is get the value we type in here, get the value type in here, get the value type in here, and make this button work when we click on it, and get what we display also here and here. Okay, yeah, I forgot to add, and we needed to put an equal to after the x1 and x2. So let's go back there and do that. So we'll go here and press equal to. Equal to. Good, much better. So what to do is declare a constant. Constants cannot be changed. Example, if I were to say constant apple be 1, and I come back and say let apple be 2, it won't work. It will give me a very big error, because it can never be changed. The value can't be changed. So we say first number being what we type over here. So let the first number be documenting, meaning the HTML. We'll see get element by ID. We're going to get the element over here with the ID. The ID is what we give it around here. Yeah, as you can see, there was an ID that we give first equation, second equation, third equation. So that's what we used to get them over here. So this one will say first equation. Good. So we'll do similar for the second and third. So just fast forward it. Good. Now that we've done that, what we want to do is to also get the results that will be displayed here and here. So we say constant first result going to be the document. Okay, sorry, misspelled the document right there. Okay, so now that we are done, we are going to write a function. Functions like a container holding all of what we want to do, and we're going to name this solve. And if you can remember, I wrote this in the HTML on an on-click attribute on the solve button that we have over here. So meaning when we click this solve button, we want some things to happen. So to check whether all these work, first what I want to do is to write a small test. So let's just say alert me and I click. Let's see it works. So if I click on this button and it is working, I'm supposed to get some kind of pop-up at this area saying it works. So let's try. 3, 2, 1. It works. Good. So that means it is working. Okay, so now what I want to do now is to see whether I can get whether the values that I'll type here, and here, we'll get them inside our JavaScript. So let's write another test. So we'll say alert us. Now what I'll do is open a backtick because I want to write normal text in JavaScript function in a straight line, and that can only be done when using a backtick. So let's say A is A, as in this A is, then we'll give a dollar sign, and that is what we used to write JavaScript code in a tick. So we'll say first number dot value. If I were to write just first number, it will give me an error. So because I want to get the value what's in this one, the value, not just the first. If I were to write the first number, it will give me the code for the first number. So let's say A is first number value, B is second number value. Okay, I made the U capital in this one, that's why. Okay, so let's make it small. And it's also giving me an option over here, so saying that you couldn't find this. Did you mean that? Yeah, so that's VS Code for you. Okay, and C is third number dot value. Okay, so now let's see if it works. So for A, I'll say 1, B 2, and C 3. So let's see if it will get it fast. Okay, so now you're saying A is 1 is here, B is 2 is here, and C is 3. So yes, it's working. So now that we know that, let's just hash it. You can clear it, but I'll just hash it. To do that, you just need to press on Control and /. Okay. Now I also want to make another test just to see whether the answers will show over here when we click on solve. So let's just see alert. This will just be some small thing. So we'll just say that first, let's just see that the first number, the value in the first number, or let me just see, the first number is going to be the same. Oh wait, sorry. Let's see the first result text content. The text content of the first result, what we show here, is the same as the first number. Okay. So if I type a number here and click on solve, I'm supposed to get that same number right here. Wait, I forgot. So right. So let's write an alert giving us the first result. Yes. If I click on this, if I type here and click on this solve, I'm supposed to get the number I type over here in this pop-up over here, meaning that's what will show right here. 3, 2, 1. Or maybe I need to add text content over here. Oh, sorry, I didn't type anything inside. Doesn't seem to work. I don't know why, but it should work. Okay, well, okay, let's clear this one. And there's this. Still. Okay, let's just see if we made some mistakes inside or something. First result, second result. Go down, first result, second result. Oh, okay. I think I'm seeing the problem. Yes, I've seen the problem. What we needed to do. I've seen the problem. This is a class, not an ID. So what we needed to do is to go down here, write another H3 here, give it an ID. This one, call it first result, and the second one we'll just call it second result. Yeah, we'll leave the space empty because that's where the answer will be over here. Okay, so let's close that. Now let's see whether it works. Yes, so it's working now. As you can see, whatever I type here, when I type it here, when I click on solve, it shows it over here. Good, so now we are sure that it's working. So we'll hash this one too as well. Now let's write the real code. So what we'll do is say, just give me a second. Okay, so what I want to do is that when you see the formula for solving a quadratic equation, it's a bit complex, is that x, which is the number we want to find, x being two numbers, is that negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, all being divided by 2a. So when we see the plus minus, the plus minus being that we have this one, but instead of plus minus we have plus, and another one being minus. That's why we're having two values for x. So what we'll do is that for the negative b, we'll make that the first part. So we'll say let first part, which is the negative b, equals to negative second number dot value, right? So any number we type in this one is going to make it negative when it is solved. Okay, so then we say let b square, this square being in the formula being second number or what to do. So b squared, what we need to do is to write math.pow, POW meaning power. So math dot POW. So it has a first number and then a second number. So let's see 1 and 2. 1 is the number, then 2 is to the power. So if I were to make this one 4, so it will be 4 raised to the power 2. 4 raised to the power 2 will be 4 times 4, meaning 8. So we want to take the value that over here, we'll type over here. We'll say second number dot value as the number, then the power of 2. Good. So let's check if this works. So we just write a small text over here. So we'll say let b squared. So if I type 2 and press solve, I'm supposed to get an alert writing 4. Good, it's working. Let's try another number just to be sure. 4, 16. Yes, so it's working. Okay, so now we'll come down again and say let 4ac being part of the whole numbers, being part of the numbers in the square root. So this b squared and the 4ac are numbers in the square root. So we are separating them. Then after that, we'll come down, join them together, and let it be under one name. Okay, so we are going to say let 4ac be 4 times first number dot value times third number dot value. So let's just make another test to see if it works. So we are going to say 4ac. So I'm going to make A2, I'm going to make a C3. So if I press on solve, I'm supposed to get 4 times 2 times 3. 4 times 2 being 8. 8 times 3 being 24. So if I press on solve, I'm supposed to get a pop-up here saying 24. So let's check it. 3, 2, 1. Good. It says 24. Means it's working. So let's clear this one. Now let's put the b squared and 4ac under a name. We name that one the second part. We're going to say let the second part be math dot power, because when you have a square root of a number, it also means a number being raised to the power half. So we are going to say math power. We put these ones in brackets. B squared minus 4. Just give a space here. Okay, it's minus 4ac. We put that in brackets. That will be our first number. That will be the number. So b squared minus 4ac, the value we get will be a number. Then the value we want to raise, the power that I want to give it, will be half. Good. Now the next thing we'll do is write the third part. So let's third part. That's going to be the 2a. So it will be 2 times first number dot value. Okay, let me change. Made an error here. Third part. Good. So now this is the code I used to calculate everything. And now I come to write the answers. Where the answers should show. We want the answers to show here. So that's where I'm about to write. So I come to say let first answer. So let our first answer equals into bracket first part plus second part, all being divided by the third part. Then we say let our second answer the first part minus the second part, all divided by the third part. Good. So these will be our two values for x. Now we are going to make those values show right here. So say first result. This first result, text content should equal the first answer. I'm going to do similar for the second one. Oh, sorry, made some slight error. Sorry, pardon me. Okay. So instead of first answer and first result, we'll change this to second result and second answer. Okay, so now the moment of truth to see whether it all works. So I have this equation over here. We have x squared minus 3x minus 1 equals 0. So a will be 1, b will be minus 3, c will be minus 1. Let's see whether we get our answers. Yes, and our answers are showing. Yes. Now let's make the next one 3, then negative 19, and 22. Yes, it's also giving us answer. Now let's try the last one. 1, negative 3, and 3. Yes, it works. So as you can see, it's not 3. This one is 8. Yeah, when you see any n like this is because the answer we are going to get is a complex number. If you have a calculator and you put this in the quadratic equation solver in the calculator, you see that your answer will have a letter like I in it. Yes, that shows that it's a complex number, and that's why it's showing any n like that. So it doesn't mean it's an error. That's what it means. So yes, this is how you make a quadratic equation solver using only HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So follow for more. If you want to see more awesome content like this, be sure to subscribe and tell others about this awesome channel. This is me signing off. Goodbye.